Have you ever wondered how a simple movement can transform not just your body, but your entire pregnancy experience? Imagine walking, stretching, or breathing in ways that calm your mind, strengthen your body, and connect you deeply with the little life growing inside you. In today's video, we'll explore the gentle power of movement, a journey through pregnancy, a guide to nurturing your body, easing discomfort, and discovering the incredible strength and grace you didn't even know you had. Whether you're in your first trimester or counting down the weeks to birth, these gentle practices will empower you, inspire you, and help you move through pregnancy with confidence, calm, and connection. Stick around, because this is more than exercise. It is a way to transform your pregnancy into a mindful, powerful, and truly beautiful journey. But before the video starts, write in the comments, from where you are watching this video, thank you. Pregnancy, in all its quiet mystery and radiant promise, is a season unlike any other in a woman's life. A time when her body becomes the sacred vessel of new beginnings, a living cradle for the miracle of creation, and a home for a heartbeat that once did not exist. It is a period of transformation not only in the body but also in the heart and spirit. A slow and graceful unfolding of layers, revealing a deeper strength that often surprises even the woman herself. Yet, for many, it is also a time of uncertainty, of navigating uncharted territory, of adjusting to sensations and changes that feel foreign. Amid all this, there is something quietly powerful, almost magical, that can help guide the journey. The gentle power of movement. Movement during pregnancy is not about pushing limits or chasing numbers, nor is it about reaching for aesthetic ideals. It is about listening, truly listening to the rhythm of the body and allowing it to flow with grace rather than resistance. It is about discovering that movement can be a form of self-care, a way of nourishing the mind and spirit as much as the body. Every stretch, every deliberate step, every breath in alignment with intention becomes a conversation with the growing life inside, an unspoken language of love and protection. In the early months, when the news of pregnancy is still new and perhaps only shared with a select few, movement can serve as a grounding force. Gentle walks in nature, where the sunlight filters through leaves and the breeze carries the scent of earth and flowers, can soothe the swirling emotions and give space for reflection. The act of walking, something so ordinary and yet profoundly symbolic, becomes a way to anchor oneself in the present moment, to feel the feet connect with the ground, to acknowledge that this journey is both physical and deeply spiritual. Even 10 minutes in the quiet of a park can feel like a private meditation, where the steady pace of the feet mirrors the steady growth of the tiny being within. As the body begins to change, as the curve of the belly announces itself more with each passing week, movement shifts in meaning. It becomes less about the familiar patterns of exercise from before pregnancy and more about adaptability. Gentle stretching, prenatal yoga, and light strength training take on a nurturing role, keeping the muscles supple, supporting posture, and preparing the body for the weight it will carry. In these sessions, the breath becomes the true guide. Slow inhales to invite calm, slow exhales to release tension. A rehearsal for the labor that will one day come. Each time a mother-to-be breathes deeply in a stretch or rises slowly from a pose, she is strengthening not only her body, but also her resilience. Learning to meet discomfort with patience, to soften into challenge instead of fighting it. There is a deep wisdom in the body of a pregnant woman, and movement allows her to tap into it. The gentle sway of the hips, the opening of the chest, the extension of the arms. These are not mere physical motions, but gestures of readiness, of welcoming the new life into the world. The repetition of these gentle movements throughout the weeks builds a kind of muscle memory, one that will serve her in the birthing room, when the body instinctively knows what to do because it has been practicing all along. Beyond the physical benefits, movement during pregnancy holds an extraordinary power over the emotional and mental state. In a time when hormones can bring waves of unpredictable moods and anxieties, when the weight of responsibility can sometimes feel overwhelming, mindful movement becomes an anchor. It reminds the mother that she is still herself, not lost in the identity of expectant mother but expanded into it, and that she is capable of both nurturing another life and caring for her own well-being. A short session of stretching at sunrise, with the world still quiet, can become a ritual of gratitude. A slow swim in warm water can become a floating meditation, where weightlessness offers relief and perspective. A walk with a loved one can become a space for conversation, connection, and shared anticipation. Each trimester brings its own rhythm. In the first, energy may be low, and movement is more about finding gentle ways to maintain circulation and flexibility. In the second, as energy often returns, there is a chance to explore slightly more dynamic routines. Prenatal Pilates to support the core and back. Light resistance training to keep muscles strong for the months ahead. And in the third, when the body carries the full presence of pregnancy, movement becomes about creating space for the lungs to breathe, for the baby to find the most comfortable position, for the mother to remain mobile and confident. Here, even a slow series of hip circles on an exercise ball can bring comfort, and short walks can ease swelling and stiffness. But movement is not only something the mother does for herself. It is, in many ways, something she shares with her child. Research tells us that a mother's heartbeat, breathing patterns, and even emotional state can influence her baby's development. When she moves gently, breathes deeply, and fills her body with oxygen, she is also offering those same gifts to the little one inside. When she moves with joy, dancing softly in the living room, swaying to music in the kitchen, she is inviting her baby into an environment of love and warmth. The gentle power of movement becomes an introduction to life's rhythms. Before the baby even takes its first breath, there is a poetry to this exchange, a cyclical flow where movement fuels well-being, and well-being fuels readiness for birth. A mother who keeps moving is not only preparing her muscles and joints for the work ahead, but also cultivating the mental endurance to face the unknown. She learns, through every modified push-up or careful stretch, that progress is not always about going faster or harder. Sometimes it is about moving steadily, persistently, and with kindness toward oneself. It is also worth acknowledging that not every day will feel the same. There will be mornings when fatigue lingers, when the body feels heavy and uncooperative, when even gentle movement seems like too much. On those days, the kindest choice may be rest. And rest, too, is part of the journey. But often, after a few minutes of slow breathing, after simply rolling the shoulders or rotating the ankles, the body begins to respond, and the sense of heaviness lifts. Movement during pregnancy is not about discipline for the sake of discipline. It is about creating an ongoing dialogue between body and mind, one in which compassion has as much of a role as consistency. For many women, pregnancy becomes a rediscovery of movement in its purest form. Free from the pressure of competition, free from comparison, rooted instead in presence. In these 9 months, the body's capacity to adapt and endure is nothing short of astonishing. The ligaments soften, the muscles shift, the heart works harder to supply both mother and baby with life-giving blood. Movement honors this transformation, supporting the body as it redefines its limits and its strengths. When the time for birth finally arrives, the woman who has embraced movement often finds herself more confident in her body's capabilities. She has rehearsed the breathing that now helps her ride the waves of contractions. She has built the endurance to sustain herself through hours of labor. She has learned to listen, really listen, to her body's cues, to know when to push and when to rest. And in that moment, she may recognize that all those months of gentle movement were never just about exercise. They were about preparing for this profound rite of passage. And afterward, in the quiet hours of holding her newborn, when the world narrows to the warmth of a tiny body resting against hers, she may feel an even deeper gratitude for the journey she took. She will remember the walks, the stretches, the movements that once felt so small and ordinary. And she will see how they shaped not only her physical strength, but also her resilience, patience, and grace. She will know, without question, that the gentle power of movement carried her through one of life's most extraordinary journeys. For every expectant mother, the invitation is simple. Move in ways that feel good, safe, and supportive. Move not out of pressure but out of love. Move not to meet an external ideal but to nourish the incredible process unfolding within. Whether it is a short walk, a few minutes of mindful breathing, or a full prenatal class, each movement is a reminder that this journey is alive, unfolding, and uniquely hers. In the end, the gentle power of movement, a journey through pregnancy, is more than a title. It is a truth. It is the understanding that movement is not an interruption to pregnancy, but an integral part of it, a companion on the path, a thread that weaves strength, calm, and connection into each day. It is the recognition that in caring for herself through movement, a mother is also caring for her child, setting the tone for a lifetime of health and vitality. And it is the quiet joy of knowing that every step, every stretch, every breath along the way is a celebration of life, hers and the one she carries.